I'm going to use this, I believe, if I can.
Is that better?
Let me get started here. Yes, a lot of people always ask me, why'd you move here from Hawaii? We were very fortunate. We had a couple of houses there. We bought back in '04 and sold them for a lot of money. And we couldn't afford to live there anymore, so I sold my business. And we moved here to Johns Creek because my wife's parents are here. And they're in their 80s, so we figured we'd come and stay and visit with them until they can't remember us or we can't remember them, and then we're going to go on another adventure. When I arrived here, I wanted to help people, so I thought the best way to do that was get into financial services. And I believe that everybody needs financial services. I'm not trying to put this for Ron, but yeah, everybody needs a little help, and we got another few financial people and some other financial folks here. So I took all the tests, got involved, but I didn't know anybody when I got here. Does this come out? I didn't know anybody when I got here, so I started networking. I joined all the chambers. Went to, my record was 6 networkings in one day. So I got, well, then I started realizing when I tell people I was a financial advisor, you look at their eyes and they would roll back in their head. I couldn't imagine what reason that was. So I Googled financial advisors in Johns Creek, and there's 1,587 financial advisors in the 9722 code. So I figured I had to do something a little bit different. So my passion right now is networking. I love to help people, and I've been very successful, very blessed at it. I got out of financial service and I went into medical device sales. What do you know about medical device, Will? I was very successful. I sold braces to neurosurgeons and orthopedic surgeons. And I was very successful because it's not about what you know. It's about why you do what you do. How many people like going to networking events and listening to those people that have put you to sleep? Okay. How many people like to stand up and put other people to sleep? The idea behind that, you've got to realize, and I'm going to spend about 10 minutes or so telling you some of the techniques I've learned that have helped me build good relationships, because that's what it's all about. Now, first of all, I want to ask you all a personal question about your business or what you sell or what you promote. How many other people in this area do exactly the same thing that you do for a better price and as good, if not better, service? Think about that. Now, the second question is, why do people buy from you? It's because they like you. They're buying you. People do not buy companies, they buy individuals. And my secret to you today, if you can learn this, you'll be the most successful person in the world, is don't sell don't tell people what you do, tell them why you do it. They're not going to buy what you sell, whether it's insurance or finances, cars, houses, or political situations. They buy one thing. They buy you. They buy your passion about what you do. And that's why you've been successful. People like you personally. There's a couple of things that also you want to know when people are networking. Why do we go networking? Honestly, we're there to promote our business. We're there to sell our goal, our service. Well, when you go to a networking of 50 or 100 people, they're there to do the same thing. So think about it. You're trying to sell the person you're talking to the same thing they're trying to sell you. Are you interested? Probably not. So how do you get past that situation? One of the things I learned was not to sell yourself, you have to build a relationship. Now, the financial service business, again, when I told them I was a financial advisor, their eyes would roll back in their heads. Financial advisors, realtors, insurance salesperson, oh my God. Would you rather go have lunch with a financial advisor or have a bullet to the head? Most people would say, let me think about it, I'll get back with you. So when people ask me what I did, I had to come up with something different because I didn't want them to pigeonhole me. They said, what do you do? And I say, I'm a financial lifeguard. I save financial lives. I was in the pool all day yesterday saving lives. What do you do? And right back at them. Because see, they laugh, they smile a little bit, and they say, they don't have time to put you in that cubbyhole. And you're not trying to sell my service, I'm trying to find out about you. Because when you're networking, whether you know this or not, you can determine in 30 seconds whether that person is a giver or a taker. And you know what I'm talking about. Now, if they're a giver, You're going to go, yeah, this person's kind of nice. I might be able to get some referrals. I might be able to do business. This is a person that I might want to continue a relationship with. Now, the other people are the takers. Those are the people that you're going, you got to be kidding. How do I get out of this situation? How do I get away from this person? I don't want to deal with this person. How do you do that? I'm going to show you some techniques that I've used in the past to get rid of these people and how to work a group. Well, folks, networking is a business. I love what I do, and I'm very passionate about it, and I love people. But I love good people. I don't want to be around bad people. And I don't mean bad like criminals or anything, but like and unto itself is drawn. People are attracted to the same kind of people. And that's the kind of person I'm going to do business with and refer. I'm not going to refer you if you're a jerk. No, I don't mean that disrespectfully if you are. But you want to be around people that you've had the same likes and so forth. So a couple of things you've got in 30 seconds, you've got to be able to determine if that person's a giver or a taker. I shut up. Tell me about yourself. Let them babble for a couple of minutes. And you can tell, I'm not, this one's not working. So let's start with this one. How do you get out of this conversation? This person is like, no way, they're selling meagers on the corner, making a meager living, and you have no intentions of, they're handing you their business card. Here's my business card, refer me. And you're like, whoa, but you're trying to be nice. So how do you get out of this situation? Anybody got an idea on how to get out of the situation? Lynn, you probably see a few people that you don't want to talk to.
Just walk away.
Okay.
It's just a polite deflection.
Polite deflection is a good way to do it. What I always do is I have my phone handy, and when I'm talking, let them talk about it. I pick that phone up. Oh, I got to take this. It's my grandmother, and I'll be back. Or look, there's the restroom. I need to go really bad. Or there's Lynn over there. She just got here. I need to talk to her before she leaves. Be polite and get out of the conversation. Get away from those people. Don't worry about it. Another thing that I learned that would really help you out a lot is I carry my business cards in my top pocket. I don't do that because it's convenient, but let's stop back. Is it better to give or to receive a business card when you're networking? It depends if that person's a giver or taker. If you're a giver, I'm going to take your card, write a few notes on it, I'm going to put it in my right pocket because it's the right thing to do. If you're a taker and I don't want to deal with you, I can't refer you, not going to do business, I'll take your card and put it in my left pocket. You know why I do that? Because as I leave the room, the networking, I go by the trash and put all the cards in the trash. The reason I do that is because how many of us have taken all those cards home at night
Can't remember.
and put them on the desk and decide, let's see who the good ones are and who the bad ones are. You don't need any more cards. You have enough cards at home with rubber bands around them in your desk drawer. Let's utilize those contacts and how to do that. A couple other things. People say, well, what should I wear when I go networking? Well, my father always told me, he said, son, if you look professional, act professional, talk professional, be professional, someone might mistake you for a professional. So you only get one chance to make a first impression. So as a financial advisor, I'm always dressed nicely. Another thing, I'm not saying you have to wear a coat and tie because in some situations, if you're overdressed, people think they can't afford you. So you want to dress for the occasion. Another thing that you want to remember, I don't have my suits custom made yet, but some of the tailors tell me that the suit or the dress that you're wearing, that the lapel is the frame of the picture. Your tie or necklace is the picture. You want to accent this. Your rotary pen is always a good way as a conversation starter. Or some kind of a pin or brooch is very important. The little things that people wear on their collar up here in the
Pocket square.
pocket square, thank you, or the pins, that is actually, in the old days, to bring the color up here is to bring the person's eyes away from the person's waist. So you bring it up here. These are little tiny things that make a difference in networking. How do you get into a conversation out of a conversation? Let's say in a group of people, and you've got 4 or 5 people. Now for me, networking at a table like this is very difficult to challenge because you can't really get in a group. But if you go to a group and you have 5 or 6 or 10 people there, how do you get in that group? Because you're listening, you want to talk, Lynn's over there, you want to talk to her, Tom, Bob's over here. What I'll do is I'll go up and stand next to the person with a big smile on my face. And just like this, in a couple of seconds, people are very nice, they'll say, please join us. Oh, thank you. I'm not interrupting anything, am I? That's all you got to say. They'll say, no, let me catch you up with where we're at. And you're right in the conversation. Now, if the conversation's not going where you want it to go, it's a bunch of people that you have no idea interest in, you do the same thing. Oop, my phone just went off. I need to go take this call. And you can come back and join the group. Okay? Let's see, what else are some other things that are important on network? The follow-up is very important. Do you guys always take the card and send an email the next day? It's important. It really is important. We were talking, Lynn and this young man were talking about Twitter accounts. For me, you know, when I went to high school, shop and home ec were the only things that we took in school. But now today, those kids are so smart, the social media. Most of the kids I know can text faster on a, like this guy over here, look, he's tweeting what a great speaker is today. Thank you, sir.
I'm doing it live right now. I'm on our Facebook page right now, actually.
Well, let me share a couple of things they're saying. Well, I don't know how to network. What do I need to do? Because when I see someone at a networking event, they're standing over in the corner with their hands in their pocket and their head down like this. I walk over to them and say, this is your first networking group, isn't it? And they go, yeah, how did you know? I said, your boss probably wants you to come over and give out business cards and get more business. Do you know Rob? And I said, no, but that's what you have to do. So take some of those people under your arm or your wing and say, hey, let me show you how to network. For me, if I ever see you out networking, come over to me. You're the best asset for me networking, because it's so much better for me to toot your horn than it is mine. Because you're walking over somebody, hi Ron, I don't know Ron, but I want to introduce Lynn to you. She's one of the most amazing women in the world. She has a 3-legged dog she calls Sparky. She bunches up twice a week, and she's probably the most wonderful woman in the world. The conversation starts off, guess what? I'm trying to promote her, not me. It makes me look like I know everybody, and I'm trying to help. So credibility here, knowledge of the group. It works amazing because people don't know. When you walk up to them, they're looking at you like, what are you going to try to sell me? Are you going to put me to sleep? Okay? Let's see what else we need to talk about. Any questions so far? Any ideas? Thoughts? Good, bad? Yes, ma'am.
Women don't normally have pockets. What do you suggest for women?
Find an appropriate spot, because one of the things you want to do, and that's a good point, because what I'll do is I'll act, if I only have one pocket, sometimes I network. When you go out of the house, you're networking. You're not out somewhere. So I just part a little X over the top or put a no or something on the card, because when I send an email, if I'm talking to a lot of people, if I've got a room of 75 or 100 people, I'm going to try my very best to speak to everyone. A lot of people look at me and says, how can you talk to 100 people? For me, networking, you have 3 minutes of my time, and that's it. I'm there for one purpose, not to build a relationship. I'm there to make the contact. First of all, we want to see if you're a giver or taker. Let me check my time here, make sure I'm doing okay. Just a couple more minutes and I'll finish up. Are you a giver or a taker? If you're a taker, I'm not going to talk to you. I'll say, excuse me. If you're a giver, I want to continue with you. I want to take the business card. Now, this is the last thing I want to cover real quickly. I want to show you how it works for me. You're trying to sell me something, and I'm trying to sell you something. I don't mean that disrespectfully. We're promoting our business. To do that, especially as a financial advisor, wow. So what I did, and this is the truth, and it's worked for me for so many years, and you're welcome to use it. When I meet somebody that's unusual that I like, I say, Mr. or Mrs. Jones, I don't have anybody with your character or your references in my contact list. I network a lot. And if I don't know someone now that I can refer you to, I will meet with somebody in the future, because I network 4 or 5 times a week or whatever you do. If you're open, I'd like to have a cup of coffee with you. The reason I want to do this is I want to learn about you, your business, and what's a good referral for you. Because we're not going to buy anything from each other until we know how much we care. Would you be open for that? And what is that person going to say? Am I selling me or them? Them. So we go and have a cup of coffee, and believe me, folks, if they pull out a brochure business card, I say, I don't refer businesses. I refer people. Tell me about your dogs, your cats, what you do, because when I introduce that person to somebody else, I'm referring a common interest. You get a bunch of golfers in a room, you don't have to talk. They're going to talk baseball, sports. But what do you have in contact with that person immediately? That's important. That's going to make your business grow. People buy people. So And that's the most important thing. So I'm going to finish up, and the three things I really want you to remember is one, don't tell people, when people ask what you do, don't tell them. Tell them why you do it. Show them the passion you have and what you do. Because people will look at you and they'll say, I don't know what you do, but that person's on fire. I want to watch them burn. That's what sells people. The second thing is speak from the heart. Be honest with yourself. And the third thing, and the most important thing, is go out there and network with your passion. And I hope to God that you guys are good out there and have a good time. Just be yourself. But I hope to God that you'll have more cards in your right pocket than you do in your left pocket. Thank you so much for your time, and I enjoyed talking to you guys. Question? Yes, sir.